Hello there. So today I'm going to be talking about what I'm doing to prepare for a drug-free birth, and maybe it can give you ideas of what you can do if you are preparing for a drug-free birth too. I'm going to be talking about like 4 different categories of what I'm doing, and the first one is physical, the next is mental, and then emotional, and then spiritual. So physically, I'm doing lots of deep stretching. So every other day I will stretch, and then the next day I'll work out, and then stretch, work out, stretch, work out. And I'll just kind of like go back and forth between those two. Some days I will miss a day of stretching or something, but that's not a big deal. And I do a lot of squats, but just body weight squats, and I try to get really deep. And I do dumbbell workouts and arm work with like for my arms. I don't really do dumbbells for my legs anymore, but I'll just like do 5 or 8 pounds with dumbbells and do different arm workouts with that. I also like to do the stairs. I will go up and down the stairs, just like walking up and down the stairs, not running or anything, but for like 15 minutes up and down. No breaks, just 15 minutes up and down. I like to take Eli on walks too. Get in like a 20-minute, 30-minute walk. I feel really out of breath right now. And I'm drinking lots of raspberry leaf tea. Actually, I'm drinking some right now. And I have not 1, but 2 tea bags in here. And yeah. And I also want to give the evening primrose oil a try. And I will do it, take it orally and do the thing where you put it like in there like a tampon and wear a pad at night. I don't know if you've heard about that, but I'm not going to do that until I'm 36 weeks along, and right now I'm 30 weeks. So now next category is mentally. What I'm doing mentally is I'm educating myself. So I have 4 books here that I want to share. This is my first one, and I already read this one, and it's a pretty big book. So it mostly just is like a guide to pregnancy and all that, but it's very informative, and I like it. And I'm reading this one now. This one is very popular, and this one is what is making me like be less fearful and more believing in myself and all that. And I really am loving the birth stories that I'm reading right now. And I'm almost halfway through it. See, I'm like right about here. If I have time, because I'm due in 2 months and I still need to finish this book, but my doula gave me 2 books to borrow, and maybe I'll read this one, Natural Childbirth, The Bradley Way. And there's also this one, Birthing from Within. I've only heard about these books. I'm not really too familiar with them just because I haven't read them yet. But if I have time, I do plan on reading both of them. Okay, and then another thing that I do is sometimes I'll watch YouTube videos on natural birth, but I'll just watch like personal stories, I guess, and positive. I try to shun away anything like horror stories. I don't want to hear them, Next category is emotionally. I'm just telling myself, like every day in my head, like throughout the day, like when thoughts of birth arise, I just tell myself that I'm able to do it, to have like good positive thoughts around birth and not being fearful and not thinking of it as like pain, but knowing that the pain or knowing that the rushes and stuff will bring about a baby, but just not thinking about it like so negatively, but just knowing that I can do it and that I am capable of a drug-free birth. And also when I'm in my deep stretches, I will like visualize my body being like this open tunnel, and the baby just like comes out. So yeah, just like the baby like easily coming down and out without any worries or pain, and just like boop, there's a baby. So I'm just like trying to visualize that a lot and how the birth experience will be. Also, my next category, spiritually, what I'm doing is I'm doing a lot of praying, and I try to pray about the birth every day. And then another few extra things that I did was I am having a doula. If you think about it, like Caleb will be like the main person that is going to be helping me during my birth. So Caleb knows me, and he knows basically like he's like an expert on me, and the doula is the expert on birth, and those two together really will make the experience better, because Caleb, like, we don't really have that much experience with natural birth like at all, but the doula does. So and then they're there for like emotional support and encouragement and like to teach you different techniques and positions and stuff like that. And I'm also want to get the Mama Natural online course. I don't know if you've heard about it, but more so for me and Caleb so that we can both watch it together, because I feel like I'm doing all this reading. Caleb, he's not really doing the reading just because I don't expect him to read a bunch of birth books. I kind of just tell him my thoughts as I'm going along the book, but I think that it'll be beneficial if we look into the course. If you've ever taken that course, let me know, and I would love to hear about it, or love to hear about like your opinion on it, and if it's worth actually buying and all that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing to prepare for birth. If you think that I left anything out, or if you think I should be adding something else in, maybe give me a comment of what you think I should also do to be preparing for birth. If you've been through a drug-free birth, or what you're doing to prepare for your drug-free birth. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!